Greetings! It's Maxo Diddly. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can make your own custom WebGL template in Unity. Let's get right into it. So the first step is, you need to go to your assets folder. And you need to right click and click on create, and then make a new folder. And you want to call this folder WebGL Templates. It needs to be precise with the spelling and capitalization, so it will be in the description below for you to copy and paste. But it's spelt exactly like this. And this is going to be a folder where we can store our WebGL templates, and Unity will recognize them. And you're going to want to right click, and then go to Show in Explorer. And then you need to navigate to the WebGL template folder, and you want to right click, go to New, and go to Folder. And this folder is going to contain a WebGL template. Each WebGL template will be in its own folder. The name of the folder will be the name of the WebGL template. So we'll call it Epic Template. Then you want to open up this folder. Then you want to right click. Then you want to go to New. And then you want to click on Text Document. We're going to make a text file, but we're going to change the name. This name needs to be exactly what I type. It's index.html. And when you click off, it's going to ask you if you want to change the file extension. Click yes, because now you've got a HTML file. And index.html is a file in the Unity WebGL template. That is the main web page that loads and displays your Unity game in the web browser. It contains the HTML structure and special Unity placeholders needed to initialize and run the WebGL game. And this is going to be something you can customize to really change how your game loads in WebGL, like you could add in a loading screen GIF. Or you can add JavaScript code to disable mouse wheel scrolling for a web page, or to disable keyboard input in a search bar while your user is focused on the WebGL game with keyboard input. There is a lot you can do with this. Then you want to click once on the index.html file, and then right click, and either edit in Notepad, or ideally something like Notepad++. So I'm going to open it up in Notepad++, but you can use any text editing software you like. And there will be a link in the description below to download Notepad++ if you want to. You're going to have just a blank file. And in the description below, there will be a link to some HTML code. This is the HTML code Unity uses for its minimal WebGL template. And it's there for you to copy and paste to use in this index.html file. So once you've pasted it in, you want to then save your work. We're not going to be going through this, as in future videos we'll be modifying parts of this to customize our WebGL game. But this is the default minimal template that Unity has. But this code is directly from the Unity minimal WebGL template. And once you've saved your work, you can then close your text editing software. Now, I want you to open up image editing software. This could be Paint, Paint.net, Photoshop, whatever you like. But I'm going to use Paint because we are professional. We are going to be making a thumbnail for our WebGL template. And when you're making your WebGL template thumbnail, it's important the dimensions are 120 by 120. And then you want to give your thumbnail something to make it stand out so you know what this template does when you're browsing through your templates in Unity. So I'm going to give it a smiley face. Then you want to save your work and put it in that template folder, ideally as a PNG. So you want to make sure you're saving it to your WebGL template folder as a PNG, and the name has to be thumbnail. So in my case, I'm doing thumbnail.png. Then you click on save. You can now exit your image editing software and go back to Unity. So I'm in Unity. In my Epic template folder, I have an index and a thumbnail. Now, the next step is we want to actually test out this template and see if it works. So you can now go up to File and go to Build Settings. This may be a different word on more recent versions of Unity, but you need to go to the menu that lets you build your game. And if you don't have the WebGL module installed, make sure you have it installed and selected. And then you want to go to Player Settings. And once you're in player settings, you want to navigate to the resolution and presentation section for the WebGL settings. And you're going to notice something. You'll have some templates here that come with Unity, like the default one, or the minimal one, maybe even PWA. However, notice something? We've got our smiley face and epic template. And this is our WebGL template. Because we have set it up in a way so it's a folder, in the WebGL Templates folder, Unity will recognize it and let us use it. So I'm going to click on it to use it. We can also customize the canvas width and height, so I'll do 1280 by 720. We can tick if we want the game to run in the background, meaning if we're not currently on the tab of the game, should the game continue running or should it pause? We'll just leave it unticked for now. And in publisher settings, I strongly recommend you have decompression fallback ticked, because if you don't have that ticked, you may encounter issues when you load your game. And with all of that, you can then click on X up here for the project settings and build your game. So we're going to click on build, and I'm going to make a folder called test1 for our game. I'll click on it and then click on select folder. And now I'm going to build the game. And once your game has built, you can open up the folder, and a really quick way to test this game is if you have Python, you can shift right click in this folder and then open up PowerShell, and then you can do py http.server and then press enter to host the server locally on your computer. Then in your web browser, you can do localhost 8000 in the URL bar and press enter. And now you can play your Unity WebGL game in the web browser. Now this is all the template does. It puts the game in an awkward spot on the screen. However, you have got a Unity WebGL template set up, which you can now edit. If you would like more tutorials on things you can do with your WebGL template, then be sure to subscribe. But thanks for being a great audience. Be sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more tutorials. Thanks for watching.